to wrap this up, I think I'd like to offer some suggestions as to how we can approach the conversation going forward when we see these errors that we're making, like the false attribution error, or the confirmation bias, or throwing out whataboutisms, and all these things that we've talked about over these last 7 weeks. And if we want to be able to understand how we can counter these errors and try to, because I think that's our goal, right, is to avoid making these mistakes in our conversation. Um, we want to ask ourselves first, okay, well, I see what your point of view, well, I have to know what your point of view is on an issue, obviously. But once I understand and you've explained to me what your point of view is, I think my job, one of the things I need to do is to be able to ask myself, what circumstances could there be, or what situation might I be in that would make me want or believe that way? Right. I mean, that's one of the things I think we need to be able to ask ourselves.
Well, yeah, I think it implies something that I know both of us on various occasions have said throughout the process on this. It's like we need to look at things from the context of what would need to be true for me to believe that were true.
Right. We've asked that question. I mean, we've thrown out that kind of flippant question before of, "Well, why the hell does he believe that way?" Right.
Right.
But really, that is getting at the heart of that. Right. Is not just necessarily. I mean, I'm flipping that on its head. Right. It's not why the hell would you believe that. It's like, how the hell could I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I think one of the things we've talked about this also before in the past, where we talked about Daniel Dennett talking about being able to make somebody else's argument as well as they can, right? Where they'd say, I couldn't have said it better, kind of thing. And that requires being willing and able to steel man the other person's argument, right? Find a way to present it in a way that is the best possible argument for their position. And if we can do that, if I can do that for your position and you can do that for my position, that goes a long way towards avoiding making those false attributions.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, part of what I've been looking at with all of this is that we need to evaluate how we process information. I mean, one of the fundamental things that I looked at is what we each individually experience is a very minute part of the information that we're actually working on. And the vast majority of the information that we're forming our opinions on is information that in one way or another we've been given from other people. And we have ways to evaluate that. You've got things that have come through more official channels that have come with degrees attached or credentialed or, to that carries more validity, or it comes from a source that we trust, or it comes from a source that we don't trust, or all of that.